What's up, guys? Are you tired of your first touch bouncing right off of you and right to the opponent? Or maybe your touch is okay, but you're not creating enough separation between you and the defender after receiving the ball. Many players focus so much on dribbling, finishing, and passing, and rightfully so. Those are all super important skills, but how much time are you spending solely working on that first touch, specifically receiving the ball? Listen, your first touch is your most important touch, because if you can't receive the ball without turning it over, then none of that other stuff, dribbling, shooting, or passing matters, right? Because, well, you won't have the ball. Today, we're going to break down why your first touch is too hard, how to fix it, and even create some separation between you and the defender when receiving the ball. All right, let's get into it. But before we begin, if you could do us a quick favor and please like and subscribe, we would greatly appreciate it. First things first, why is your touch too hard sometimes? Well, think of receiving the ball like someone tossing you an egg. If someone threw an egg in your direction, you wouldn't want to be too forceful catching it, right? Because odds are, if you did that, it's gonna break, right? Oh. All right. Instead, you would want to cushion the egg by relaxing your hands, being soft, and slowing the momentum of the egg by allowing your hands to move in the same direction as the egg until you've secured it. It's the same thing with the ball. If your feet aren't relaxed and you're too forceful with the ball, it will bounce right off you almost every time. Just like an egg, be relaxed and cushion the ball, meaning your feet will come backwards just a little to slow the momentum of the ball. Also, pay attention to the little details, like if your feet are completely flat on the floor, it's almost like creating a speed bump and the ball will just pop up. Try keeping your foot slightly off the ground, and that will help keep the ball from popping up on you. Also, make sure you're receiving the ball as close to the center of your foot as possible. When it hits your heel or toes, it's likely that the ball will push to one side or the other. Okay, now for this first drill, start off by simply using these tips and working on your technique to receive the ball and keep the ball right in front of you. Ping the ball right off the wall and practice receiving the ball with both feet. As it becomes more comfortable, start hitting the ball harder so that the ball comes back to you with more pace, giving you a bigger challenge. Now, the next phase is to set up a small box in front of you. Now, we want to do the same thing, but make sure we keep the ball within the box. If the ball is getting outside the box when you receive the ball, then we need to continue working on getting that touch a little softer. Again, don't forget to do reps with both feet. If you're a beginner, then you can make the box a little bigger to give yourself a little more room for air. If you think your touch is pretty good, then make the box smaller and more challenging. Now, what about when the ball is in the air? Well, it's the same concept. Whether you're bringing the ball down with your thigh or your chest, relax and cushion the ball as it comes down. If you're too stiff or meet the ball with your thigh or chest, guess what? The ball is just going to fly off of you. By being able to relax and move your thigh or chest back with the ball, it will allow the ball to die and just fall at your feet. Having a wall allows you to get unlimited reps out of the air. Okay, time to step it up. If you can consistently receive the ball and keep it at your feet, good job, but now we need to focus on putting yourself in a good position for your next touch or move. That's because in a real game, you're consistently under pressure, so it's one thing to receive the ball at your feet, but you might have less than a second before a defender closes in on you. So for this next drill, we're going to set down a couple of cones to act as a defender. Use this same technique for receiving the ball, but this time you're going to start practicing pushing the ball to the side away from the defender. The biggest thing to focus on here, open up your hips as you receive the ball. That will allow you to quickly take your next touch into space, and make sure you open those hips in the direction you want to go. Finally, you can also use the bottom or sole of your feet. I remember hearing a coach once say, "Don't do that because the ball will roll right under your feet." Well, sure, if you pick up your foot way too high and try to step on the ball, but that's not the technique you should be using anyway. If you can point your toes up, keep your heel close to the ground, and straight toward the ball, it allows space for the ball to roll right under and get trapped under your foot. This is a common way to receive the ball, especially when playing futsal, but can be used on the pitch as well. And just like before, once you practice and master this technique, start trying getting into space with your next touch. Guys, if we can master not only our first touch, but our first touch into space, I promise you this will make your life so much easier as a player, and more importantly, it's going to boost your confidence. Just remember, mistakes will happen, but if you're technique driven and maximize reps, your game is going to improve quicker than you can even imagine. All right, guys, we really appreciate you watching. If you have any feedback, we'd love to hear it in the comments section. And if you could like and subscribe, that would make us happy. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.